welcome back to the channel. We all have desires to have something and to feel something, to feel love, attention, care, validation. We all have that innate desire. So what makes someone very, very dysfunctional in this category? This kind of person, despite not having reasons to actually be valued in this sort of way, to be respected, to be loved, to be cared for, and instead is doing things that are not thoughtful. It's not thoughtful when they are doing a routine that they do to benefit someone. They clean their bedroom, for example. That doesn't mean someone is thoughtful. If that person asks them to clean their bedroom, if that person asks them to make some certain food, then that would be thoughtful. Or even if you don't ask it, you would see it, maybe they are unwell, that's why you made some soup, that's thoughtful. These people do their role, so say they are a mother and they do the role that a mother does, right? They do their role and they want some return from it. They want some, anything that is benefiting them, cherishing them, loving them. So in this case, I saw my aunt, and my aunt had the expectation of being loved, right? She literally went to her granddaughter and said, "You love me, don't you?" And it wasn't that simple. It was more of again and again and again, like nothing's happening. There's no argument, nothing's going on. And you keep asking that. It's very strange. I found it very strange. If I was a father, or if I was some sort of, my cousin, let's say 10 years old, 15 years old, whatever, and I'm 25, I'm 30, whatever. Because in that case, she's mature and she's very young, her granddaughter. I wouldn't be expecting validation. I wouldn't be expecting respect. Why are you not respecting me? You respect me, don't you? Why don't you love me? So I found that very, very bizarre. I found that very just seeking approval. And the seeking made me realize that this person is not necessarily intending for good. Someone that intends for good doesn't expect a return. You don't, like, let's say Robin Hood gives people money, and then they're like, all right, so where is my friends? Why are you not friends with me? Why do I not have some wife now? Because I just helped 200 people. I'd like a wife, please. It's very strange. So this is the way that they act. They are expecting returns for doing their role, right? It's almost like the role is not very important. You doing that, you being thoughtful, you looking after if they have a temperature, if maybe they want some water, maybe they want to go outside and play, go for a walk, play some badminton, play some whatever, tennis together, or some friends. Instead of you feeling joy, instead of you feeling, that's amazing. Like that's, you went on a car ride and she or he was very happy. They felt the coldness breeze come from the window and they're ecstatic, it's a good day. You would feel happy, you'd feel joy. You would feel blessed. But this person wants to return. It's almost like I have a good time with whoever that is younger than me. Maybe it's a friend, maybe it's friend's children, maybe it's family member. And I asked this younger person, I asked them, you love me, don't you? It's very strange. You respect me, don't you? You know I'm like your older brother. It's like, why would you do that? Because they're trying to pat themselves on the back. Very, very strange. To be someone genuine and to be someone thoughtful, caring, it's not, you're not expecting returns. It's not like a bill. So that was just very bizarre, The child in that case, at the time I think she was like 10 years old, she's not thinking about, what's my grandma thinking? Does she need love? She's probably thinking like just random stuff like, why is the table so big and low? How did they make that? Random stuff. And if she's thinking about the TV, she's thinking about, why is this guy wearing a hat that is so massive? Is he bald or something? That's what someone her age is probably thinking. Why is my grandma walking funny? When is the show that I'm watching gonna come on? And they're thinking about very ordinary things. They're thinking about, and some of them could be extraordinary things. It's just, they're not thinking about giving a reputation to someone, giving love, admiration to someone. Children or anyone that is younger, usually, they say this, they are very truthful, they are very brutal, they are very blunt. And also coincides with this is they're very centered on emotions. They let out their emotions, and it might be good, it might be really bad emotions, but they just tend to fluctuate with emotions rather than explain their emotions. You wouldn't see like a 10-year-old start to write an essay about how complex his or her love is to her cousin. It's just bizarre. About anything, about a car that she really likes. This car is so nice. You know what I mean? It would just be so happy, It would be, she would make a drawing of a car that she really likes. That's completely normal as well. So this sort of validation, this sort of patting someone on the back, admiring someone and making it evident is an adult thing. And this kind of adult thing is very, very toxic, expecting from the younger ones to validate them. It's not very, very innocent at all. This sense of validation, wanting to be validated, wanting to be patted on the back, massive sign of insecurity, massive sign of somebody that is not okay with being themselves, but they want some temporary blanket of security at the cost of the norm for the young one. The young one, for them to feel comfortable, it's got to be usually about topics that they have some interest in, or they spark some interest in by you saying them. If you say something to them about watches, and it can be about anything, it will spark their interest. Maybe they might ask a question. That's good. But not about yourself. Do you really like my hoodie? This hoodie right here, you like it? You know what I mean? Does it suit me? You like my hairstyle? I'm a cool brother, aren't I? I'm a cool cousin. It's very, very bizarre. I saw this with my uncle as well. My uncle really wanted to be a professional tennis player. And he just talked about it, but in a way where he wasn't talking about the tennis and how amazing it was and how invested he wanted to be to become professional, and he loved to play tennis. He talked about how he wanted to be the cool uncle that he never got to become. So it got me thinking, if you choose any path that you say that you want, right? It should be about your passion, your desire, your energy, not to look a certain way. You know? They are they want to fit a certain mold to somebody else. Imagine they have a pair of shoes. They want the children to wear that pair of shoes, no matter what their opinion is, no matter what they feel, no matter what they think, what sort of mindset that they're in. Wear these shoes for me, if you love me. You know, what's wrong with calling, saying that you love me? What's wrong with that? It's like, there is a lot wrong with that. It's an emotion. You can't invoke an emotion. You can't tell someone to love you and then they're gonna love you. Even if that makes you feel better, don't you think you're degrading the person or making them feel uncomfortable by needing them to say something to you? Yeah. Anyway, I hope this video made some sense to you, some value from it. Comment down below if you have some thoughts about it. These are some things that I went through in my family that look like they're normal, but as I revised over it, even in the moment, actually, I say look like they're normal because if it is the norm, it's something that you're used to, you know what I mean? But that doesn't mean it's right. Just because you see something that you're used to doesn't mean it's right. So then later on, I thought about it again, and then making this video, reflecting on it, reflecting on that moment. It is that way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next